So, can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So, what do you want to know? Like, you want me to just give you a tour?
Um, yeah, I guess. I
All right.
mean, I don't think anyone knows that we have our own content management system that we're working on that you actually can be as flexible as you are with it.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay. So, yeah, we are working with our own content management system called HAX CMS. I've been using it to recreate our department website. This is our long-standing current site, and we're looking forward to launching this one now. This is the new one I've been working on, but this is made of a series of web components. And basically, that's how the Hack CMS started, right? So we started building these libraries of components. You need a card, you need a widget, a banner, whatever. And before you know it, you have a whole collection of these things. And you're like, wow, I could make a whole website out of it. So that's what I did. So just quick looking around. I don't have the latest copy of Hacks. I still need to pull and do some merge conflict resolution with Mike at some point, but
it looked like it was
um,
up on the server.
yes, but I have a whole bunch of changes that
Oh, okay. All
need to
right,
be
never
put in there. But
mind.
anyway, this is my local copy. So, but this is what I've been working on recently is our resource pages, right? So with the university going into lockdown, we've had a lot of information to give out to some people. Here's that map menu that we were talking about a little earlier in the sidebar, Andrew. Um, but yeah, we just flip through some of our pages that we got going on. But these are all like web components. And let me show you the code here since we can talk about code, right?
You're allowed to talk about code. Westbrook just didn't want to end on a sad note.
Okay, so this is like my site JSON file. Andrew, this is kind of what Brian was talking about. If you could get all your data to look like this, and then you can kind of pump it into let's see here, a template, right? So a good one. Let's do resources. That's what we're working on. So come to our resources page here. And all these pages underneath of resources have the same template, the sidebar with the content area and a page banner. And that looks like this in the actual template. So, right, so I have this HAX theme resources template. And it's got a bunch of CSS in it, and it's got, you know, the HTML that makes up the structure of the page. You can see this page banner here. And this page banner is actually calling in stuff from site JSON. So it grabs the active item, which is made possible by the HAX theme store. You get the active item, and then you can actually cycle through your JSON data like that and dynamically import, in this case, an image, which is located. Oh, let me get back here. Oh, wrong one again. We go to site JSON, and we come down to, let's just look at, let's go to the bottom here. So video conferencing, right? So you can see I'm pumping in an image and it's alt text by the active ID and then metadata fields and image are just stepping through that. And if I come down to our online conferencing thing, you can see the image here. And then if I inspect, so you can see the page banner. I need to update some text, the alt text there. But you can see that I have the background image and it's calling in this specific file dynamically for that page. So that's kind of like the whole method to the madness, right? So you create your content in your site JSON and you give it some information, and then you create your like template and you start pumping your information in from site JSON into that. And then something else cool, like, so let's look at my blogs section here. So this is what HAX theme blog template looks like. And you can see, again, I have the page banner, a site breadcrumb. We actually go to the blogs. So you can see I have the page banner dynamically loaded. I have the site breadcrumb. And then I have like the information. But the nice thing is when you create these templates, you can also tie them to static pages. So like the content in here, well, if it was working. It was working. Oh, there we go. So the content in here is actually editable using the HAX interface. So you can add widgets and all kinds of different things. The more little web components you make, the more little building blocks you have to throw into your widgets. And then you can kind of put them through. You can delete stuff and edit it. And as you're doing that, it's updating a live page. So in this case, this news was called the 2020 Horizon Report. So if I go into site JSON here, I can show you that one. So you can see this is the information like for the whole blog post where I'm pumping in the title, the description, some image, all the author ID, what type of piece of content it is, what template it's using, who the author is, little things like that, the tags. But then you get this static page that comes with it, and it's located here. So if I go into my pages, and I should have probably did a better naming system about this, but let's see, March 5th. Now I go here. So this is the 2020 Horizon Report, and if I edit this in live time here, it will edit back over in my code. So let's go ahead and just add a section real quick. Let's do this. Save. So now you can see it's updated in live time. Now if I can come back over here, you can see it's updated in my code as well. So that's kind of what we've been working with lately. You know, I can show you around some other things. There's a series, like I said, a series of components here. These are all promo tiles. They're actually clickable. We just hid them for now because we need to fill out some more content for the landing pages that they click to. This whole course display area is a web component. So I can quickly go through and select my courses as opposed to go and scrolling indefinitely. We made a cool search for it's a dynamic search for the dashboards, right? So we got all these websites that we're generating now using this HAX CMS, and we have this dashboard now that Mike's been working on to host all these, host the websites, and it looks kind of similar, right? It looks like our homepage basically, and it's got these tiles and it's got all our courses on it. But at the top there's this search that you can search, and like if I were to start typing Astro, it would dynamically filter out all of these to just be the Astro ones. So I'm going to add that to this as well.
Can you go to one of your like either listings or your blog posts and show one of the query tags?
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's see.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Potter?
No, I was gonna say that the huge benefit to HAX CMS is you get all the benefits of a static site, but you can, since everything's component driven, you can start querying this site JSON just like it's a database. And whenever you pair that with a web component that makes it really easy to use, you start getting stuff like you would get in Drupal, where in Drupal you can go and just create a view that's a really nice interface to pull data from the database. You can start getting that with HAX CMS because you're just interfacing with this one web component that's in this case called site query that Chuck's showing off here.
Yeah, so right here we have the site query, and I don't know why, but I can't highlight it like I normally would and click to it. Usually you can command it and it'll highlight. But anyway, the site query tag is what I use to start going through the information, right? So like I need to make the page aware that the data I'm trying to collect. So here I can search through items, and then again, I give it a condition via the JSON file. So like you see metadata type course. So in this particular instance, you might see, let's see, metadata type right here. So this one is a type news in this instance, but I'm showing the course type. So you can see I filtered out courses. So this is my courses page. This is the template for that whole page that I'm using. So I filtered out by type course, and then now the page is aware of like, all right, I need to know about all the course JSON information, in which case I can start putting it in. Like here I have I just made a web component that's a course card. It has an image, an icon, a number, a name, some basic stuff. And then I just feed that information in from the JSON file, because now it's aware of it because of the site query tag. And this DOM repeat, you know, it just puts it through every card dynamically. So that's kind of what Brian was saying about the site query.
Yeah, or the blog post ones that, don't you have ones that like filter, or it says like related courses, or, oh, that, yeah, like news archive.
Yeah. So like, well, courses would be a good one because it's related. So like if you go to Astro, you'll get all the related other Astro courses. And let's see, how do I have that one done? Courses. Here, it's in my HAX theme course. So right, the course itself is its own template with a banner and a bunch of content. There's a spot here where like this icon is dynamic. It can be either a image, an icon, or a video. But if we come down to the site recent content, right? So this is the related courses. So I'm using this recent content block that calls a site query tag, and that allows me to go in and add some additional I don't even know what you call it. Criteria, yeah. So I can start, you know, getting through the specific things that I want. So in this instance, we are site querying an active item. And then you come down here, you can see like active item, you can see it stepping through this function, stepping through the metadata JSON, similar to how we would do it up here with the metadata fields with description. You can see it cycling through there, and then we return the actual subject for the active item. So if it's Astro, you're going to get Astro courses. If it's Chem, you'll get Chem courses. And it's limited to 5 because I didn't want to have the whole thing blown up. So
and to point out that, you know, the store, the central store in HAX CMS, we went with MobX. And one project that people on this call might know about is a little project called LitMobX. And if you pair the HAX CMS store with LitMobX, it becomes a pretty darn nice developer experience, because you could have your queries, your site query tags, but then you can just import the entire store, run it through something like LitMobX, which allows you to just take the store and start referencing it in your render function without having. So if you see in the constructor here, if we wanted to get direct access to store.router manifest, we have to use MobX to set up a listener to listen for changes on the store. There's a really nice project called LitMobX that does all that behind the scenes and allows you to use that directly in your render function, which really improves developer experience.
Yeah, have you used that at all yet in your HAX CMS custom theme? I know you've used it in some side stuff.
Just in the side stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we should really look at switching over to that, just because I agree. Even looking through my own themes that I've made for core or your custom one, I'm like, ugh, I keep writing these stupid auto loader things over and over again.
Yeah, they look much prettier. In all my demos, I've been using it because it just makes the demos look really good.
That's the only reason.